Hi, this is Kel, and welcome to the third video in making DROD Touch. And if I sound different, it's because it's the third video I'm recording in a row, because I'm trying to get all of them out, all of them prepared today, because knowing me, I will start working on a project and then abandon it the next day or next week, or then won't have time because, reasons. So, you are not supposed to see this level yet. Okay, too late. My nemesis, puzzle mode. So for some idiotic reason, when making this hold and going with the whole game inside the game meta joke, I went so far as to decide, okay, what would be cool? We are making those levels look pretty nice, but this can take away your concentration. What I really want is a way to just remove all of the pretty things and make everything, as it displays in the puzzle mode, right? And that was a mistake. I'm going to say it now. If I ever again decide to make something like this in a new hold, I'm going to just write my own DROD where I can remove obstacles from scripting, because this is insanely... this isn't super big amount of work, but it's really, really, really annoying. So, if you have played the hold, you have probably noticed that weird things happen because of the puzzle mode. Like, if you are playing a level and go to use the minimap to go to a different room, then obstacles not appear. And when the room is loading, oops, I have to disable the puzzle mode now. And when the room is loading, the obstacles appear with a slight delay. So yeah, like that. The reason for that is because obstacles are images. As you can see, the characters here are just for being... Partially they are there to be obstacles in case like this, where the player could actually walk into them. And other than that, they are there so that if you right click, you see obstacle, maintaining the illusion that everything is fine. So, how do you go from, a room with a couple of obstacles that cannot be removed to a puzzle mode supported room? Well, you use Photoshop in my case. And what I did was, I made a screenshot. Oops, let me try again. No thanks. I think I pressed the right button. Then I open Photoshop. Then I create a new file. I paste the image and it's scaled up. Okay, no, go out of the title screen, full screen. Now make a screenshot. So, what do we do? First of all, we need to crop this so that we only have the actual room selected. Okay. Photoshop, I sometimes hate you. Yes, keep scrolling, yes, go down. No, 5 hours later. Okay, we probably want 836 and 704. Okay, let's assume this is the correct dimensions. I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. So, what's the next step? You select. We want snapping to grid. So, show grid and snap to grid. Okay, is the grid 2020? Yeah. So tile in DROD is 22 pixels by 22 pixels, and say 2020, never mind that. What you need to do is select the obstacles plus its shadow on the floor, and then select all of the obstacles and their shadows. Like that. And the obstacle and its shadow. And then you do select inverse. I cut it, I paste it in a new layer, set the opacity to, let's say, 50%, maybe 70. So the reason for this is I want to be able to reference for walls, where the walls are. This will be important later. Okay, so now there are two things to worry about. Thing number one, actually this is things that you do not have to worry about. So obstacles that are standalone like that, they are just fine. You can leave them like that. It will be working perfectly. So nothing to change here. You could, if you want, crop out all of the non-shadow pixels, but that's a lot of work and I'm not doing that. Next thing you have to remember is that obstacles cast shadows on other obstacles. So in this case, when you compare these two, see this part, look, use my cursor, yeah. Look here, right, in the lower left corner of the right stone. When I when I copied this rock here, you can see that the shadow applies here. In this case, it doesn't matter because we don't want to change anything. But if there was a wall here, if this here was a wall, then it would be casting shadow here. And I could have the idea, and actually I would have to do something magical, and I'll come back to it in a second. Let's go here. Okay, so there are some things we have to worry about, like this. Because if I were to just leave it like this, we would have two problems. We place image overlays on a layer that has shadows itself. Now, that might have been a mistake on my part, but I'm pretty sure I had good reasons to do it, like you put it on layer 0. Yeah, the reason is that, for example, if you have obstacle, let me make it full screen. So if I had it on any higher layer, if you stepped here, you would be hidden under the floor. So the obstacle image has to be displayed at the very bottom, and because of that, it is subject to shadows. So you see this. If I remove this wall, you will see that this chair is just, it has normal lighting. It's because this shadow, because I have to keep it normal for this shadow to apply. If I had it shaded, if going back to my rock, if I left this rock like that, the shadow would be applied twice. So what I have to do is go to the Badland styles, find the rock I'm interested in, also remove all of the, first remove opacity, Photoshop, difficult to use. So we need this rock, we copy it, we paste it, and let's apply a lock here, so this will make things easier. So we have this rock and we place it here. So far, so good. We do the same for this one, and generally it's okay. We also need to remove this shadow from this layer. Undo. So we need to remove this shadow, and also we need to remove this shadow here. Now, this is pretty simple right now because I can remove this whole thing and I won't lose any data. But if we had an obstacle here, like how do you draw? How do you make it bigger? So if we had an obstacle here that cast shadow here, we would have a problem, because if we moved it like that, we would also remove the shadow dropped by this obstacle. So in this case, we would have to just remove it like... Come on, what is wrong with you, Photoshop? Okay. So what you have to do is just remove it line by line to remove only the diagonal, right? And similar for here, if we have a situation where we have a shadow applying already on the obstacle, and we also have a wall shadow we have to remove, we have to worry to not remove things that would be double applied or single applied, because if I just if I had this shadow here and I replaced this rock with a fresh one, it wouldn't match. There's a lot of fiddling. And then there's also one other thing. You see this obstacle, right? Let's just assume there's a wall here. I'm trying to assume something. Hello, why are you not drawing? I have selection right here. So there is a wall here and it casts shadow here, right? Ugly. Okay, we can fix it. We go to this one. We select it. We copy it. We paste it. And something. Okay, actually in this case it's fine. Oops. No, wait, what am I doing? Okay, so in this case it's fine, but in DROD there are some obstacles which have shadows on themselves. I don't think... Yeah, let me open general tiles and you'll see it. Open it in Photoshop. This is difficult, so let's just drag and drop. Do you see this? So if we had an obstacle of, say, where is it? Of this statue also casts shadow on itself. I don't know why this shadow wasn't already, applied on this image. There is probably some reason for that. I know why, because in darkness those shadows are not rendered, I think. So if you have an obstacle like that, then you have to remember when copying it that it will remove the shadow. It's not a huge deal because you only lose something that's probably missed by everyone, but either way this is another thing to worry about. So if you have a room like that with this many obstacles and you have to worry about all of those things, it just takes time and you end up with something like this. You can see I was tired because this is World 4. I was after 18 rooms of doing just that and I have made 2 mistakes here. One here and another here. And there are some rooms, 1 or 2, where the shadows are applied incorrectly. I don't remember where. Let's see. This one. No, I have fixed this one. Oh yeah, as you can see, there is no shadow here, right? Compare this one with brightness under the, with no shadow under the chain, and this one with darkness under the chain. So there are some places where I also incorrectly applied shadows, shadows from other obstacles on obstacles, stuff like that. Just so many things to worry about, and it took me a few hours to get everything done. It was menial work, it was tiring, it was repetitive. It was worth it. I think the puzzle mode, just for the fact it exists, it's cool. And the bonus world just has no obstacles, so I don't have to worry about the editing things in Photoshop. And if anyone asks, yes, I have an actual subscription to Adobe. It's not a pirated version of Photoshop. And I think that's it. This is it about puzzle mode. It was a huge amount of work, and because of it there are some weird graphical artifacts with how image overlay works in DROD, but beyond that, I'm very happy with the effect. So, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.